Hi, welcome to Blockchain, the future of technology, presentation by Akshad Radhipal. So, everyone's been talking about blockchain. I think it's high time you understood it as well. So, before I start, I think I'll let Dilbert explain it to you in the next 3 seconds. I'll give you 3 seconds, have a read. Moving on. Blockchain is the technology behind the famous cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Everyone's been talking about Bitcoin, so everyone's been talking about Ripple, Ethereum, but it's important to remember not everyone uses the same blockchain, and blockchain is not Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is not blockchain. They're different. Blockchain is the underlying technology, right? And we'll dig deeper into that in this two-part video. First, we'll just talk about high-level blockchain, right? Moving on. Again, I think the best partner here for you is Dilbert. I think they had some amazing cartoons on strips on blockchain. So here you go. Give you 5 seconds to have a read. Moving on. So, a lot of people ask me, is blockchain a database? Honestly, let me give you the answer. Blockchain is not a traditional database. Yes, it can be considered as a database, but it's not your traditional database that you can go back and chain entries, values in. No, it's not that. But it is a database of values that have been cryptographically proven to be true, right? Now, you ask me cryptographically term comes from cryptography, which is a subset of mathematics. Uh, a good book to get to know about cryptography is Simon Singh's Codebook, which is an excellent book. Will give you a great idea of how cryptography works in real life. A blockchain, originally blockchain, the two different words, is a distributed database that maintains a continuously growing list of ordered records called blocks. Hence, it's a blockchain. It's chain of blocks. It's ordered list. It goes from 0, 1 to 3. You can't have 0, 10, 20, or 19, and then 21, then moving back to 18. No, this doesn't happen. It's 0, and so on and so forth. Each block contains a timestamp and a link to previous block. Why previous block? It'll be important to remember this. There's always link to the previous block. Hence, that linking is called that makes it the blockchain. By design, blockchains are inherently resistant to modification of data once recorded. The data is a block cannot be altered retroactively. Now, you'd say it's impossible, right? No, nothing's impossible. Of course, you can go back and change these records. Yeah, sure. If I'm not joking, but it's not possible with the technology that we have. It will take a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort to actually reverse any of the blocks. Why does that happen? Probably go and do your research on cryptography. That'll be a great place to start off to understand that. Also, just let me give you a quick answer to that is the public key infrastructure that's being used or the cryptography that's being used makes it extremely difficult to actually go back and change values of each block, create a new hash, and then making sure that each of the previous blocks hash is also changed within a 10-minute window when a new block is created, right? Now, this must sound really complicated, but I'll make it simple in the coming videos, right? Huh? So, you're confused, right? A blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that records a transaction on thousands of computers globally in such a way that the registered transactions cannot be altered retrospectively. Now, it's a decentralized digital ledger. What's a ledger? I don't want to explain you ledger. Just Google it and then you'll get it, right? Now, there are thousands of computers that act like nodes that have a copy of the ledger. The ledger will contain all the transactions that have happened within the blockchain network, and the blockchain keeps a copy of it. The copies are replicated across all the nodes, and that's how it maintains its decentralized nature, and that's why it's also very difficult, very time consuming and processor heavy for someone to go back and change the the ledger, because they would have to make a chain in each and everyone's copy of the ledger. It's important to remember blockchain is just a ledger, but it is different from It's so you can consider it to be the Bitcoin blockchain is could be a subset of distributed ledger technology. It is a type of distributed ledger technology. Now let's have a quick look. We'll probably have a quick look at this blockchain demo to understand how blockchain works in the next video. Now, just to give you a brief overview of what a in a blockchain looks like, or the how blockchain really looks like. So here you go. As you can see, you have a block 51, 52, 53, 54. As you can see, it's important to look at this value, the proof of work value, and you see how the value under proof of work for 53 is reflected in 54 as well. So that sort of creates a chain. Now you'd ask, what's proof of work? Proof of work is just one of the algorithms that's used to actually create a block. Someone has to prove that they performed work to actually create this block. That block which has been created has been agreed by all the parties, and hence the block has been created. They do use a proof of work, which is a very heavy, processor heavy uh, algorithm. There are other algorithms like proof of stake, proof of ownership, etc. We can talk about it later, but in the next videos. Moving on. Another example of blockchain is, it's another representation. It's important to remember each block would contain multiple transactions. Multiple transactions are hashed together. Then those hashes are hashed with set of other subsequent hashes, and so on and so forth. The final hash with the timestamp goes into the block. Now, but how is a blockchain created? It's created using what they call mining in the Bitcoin world, or any world. Now, mining is not your mining where you go into a cave and start digging and probably find some gold. No, this is different. You do not use tools as in physical tools. You actually use your processing power, your computer processing power. If you're trying to mine something in your current processor with your current systems, it may be difficult. There are big rigs or enterprises that do these minings now because of how difficult it is to mine. We'll get into that in later videos. Now, this is how value is transferred. This is a good representation of how value is transferred, across um, peer-to-peer network, which a blockchain or Bitcoin-like network. There are a lot of things that there are a lot of benefits of blockchain: transparency, security, real time, and it's you can imagine it to be a trust engine actually. And how will blockchain transform your business? There's so many ways that it can transform businesses. There are multiple use cases for blockchain. It's useful in financial industry, for example, settling for settlements of trades. Settlement takes a lot of time. Then in remittance also has settlement process which takes 2 or 3 days. A blockchain implementation of blockchain in remittance could actually reduce the time to 10 minutes, reducing the cost. There are companies doing it and doing a great job. In insurance, music, movies, book publishing, then it can actually introduce independent book publishers that can publish their own book and get paid directly. Right then, for real estate, to ensure that the deed agreements are on a blockchain that are visible to everyone. Ownership is identified digitally, and someone can transact digitally without actually getting cash involved in the whole transaction. So that making the whole process extremely transparent. Considering real estate can be a little dodgy. So the biggest players in blockchain world is IBM, Deloitte, Triple, and there are a lot of banks. There are a lot of consortiums that are working towards it, and that's the end. Thank you. If you have any question, you can comment below, and I'll come back. There's another video coming on where I'll be giving you a demo of how Bitcoin blockchain works. Thank you.